Hi everyone, I'm Ken F. Saroff, and welcome to New to the Street. On today's show, we go exploring the block once again with Mexico-based Docademic, who will discuss how their crypto model is trying to benefit the world and how it's really different from other cryptocurrencies. Point Pleasant, New Jersey-based Hammer Fiber Optics is here to talk their technology and what sets their services apart from others in the telecom space. And San Diego-based Solar Integrated Roofing is back in studio, updating us on their latest acquisitions as they move to lead the way in solar power in the United States. Stick around. New to the Street starts right now. First up today on New to the Street, television, internet, and phone. Now, I'm sure most Americans have at least one of those in their homes. And in a world increasing its appetite for technology more and more every single day, my next guest is moving at the speed of local, as in the local community, serving the very residents where the company is, in New Jersey. Mark Stargbill is Hammer Fiber Optics CEO. Mark, welcome to New to the Street.
Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. Now, this being your very first appearance on New to the Street, as I do with every company that comes on, talk to me about Hammer Fiber Optics, how you guys came to fruition from, its infancy to where you guys are now, and the name.
I founded Hammer Fiber in 2014, and it was the culmination of essentially my entire career in telecom. Since I graduated college, my first job in telecom was field surveying, fiber optic cables. I worked for a variety of large telecommunication companies. I did a lot of work with Verizon, but I've never had a telecommunication service that I was ever pleased with. So I got together with a group of kind of like-minded telecommunications professionals. We had an idea, and we said, you know what, we think we can sort of improve upon some of the old model, and we decided to kind of get this thing off the ground. And the name, well, it's a funny story about the name. So in my previous life as a fiber engineer, I had a coworker who used to go out in the field, and telecom's a hard job. You know, you're out there working long hours.
In the elements.
Yeah, in the elements. You're talking about emergency services sometimes. You're talking about late nights.
Irate customers.
Irate customers, which is you see across the board in in every single company in vertical. And he would come in, and I'd say to him, how'd your day go? And he goes, well, sometimes you're the hammer, and sometimes you're the nail. And when we got this together, we said, you know what, we're always going to do this right. We have a plan, we're not going to make compromises, and we're always going to be the hammer.
So wireless fiber is something I think that is revolutionary because it gets rid of the fiber cable. You don't need it. And you guys have the patent to that.
It was really apparent to us that wireless is going to be the future. The next step of this is wireless to the home.
It's not about the home, it's about the devices going out of the home.
There's no substitute for fiber. Fiber is great, it's amazing technology, but its cost is just so extraordinary that we're talking about our technology where there's almost no discernible difference, but we can deliver it at like 6% of the overall cost of a fiber optic build. So not only do these numbers stack, but this is how it's going to go anyway because we get better access. We can go places fiber can't get to. And that's really the linchpin of the whole project. How do we get into the unconnected areas? How do we beef up metro areas that are oversaturated with fiber but still can use more capacity? And we think what we're doing is the perfect fit for that.
There's only two things that matter when people are getting a cable system is how much does it cost? Is it cheaper than what I'm paying now? And is the quality just as good?
Yes, you're going to get a better price. Yes, it's just as good. And as far as the experience, in some ways, it's everything you expect it to be. And in other ways, it's a lot more. So one of the things that we do is we're not trying to put the customer's ability to enjoy their media, enjoy their content in a box. Right? You hear a lot about net neutrality and all this other stuff. We want this to be an open platform. We want this to be easily accessible. We don't cap bandwidth. We allow as much data transferring as you want. We're putting better than market speeds out there. And we want people to really enjoy it. We want people to really use it. And we want to sell it to you at less than you currently pay, because at the end of the day, you know, your cable bill is one of the biggest recurring bills you have in a household every month. Let's
talk about the revenue streams with Hammer, how you guys make money. Tell me about the different ways.
So, you know, obviously it's subscription based. We're looking at, you know, selling our services. You know, one of the things that we're doing is working on, you know.
That was my next question. What is Hammer working on
right
now?
I don't want to cut ahead, but right now we're looking, you know, to sort of grow our customer base, both organically and also by, you know, partnering and acquiring companies that are already in the space that have markets that can really benefit from the advent of our technology coming there.
I just can't get past the wireless fiber, because that is a worldwide technological game changer.
We knew the future solution was going to be some type of wireless ecosystem. We didn't know when it was going to come, so we kind of set it as our task to make it happen earlier, to do it ourselves. And we are extremely proud of what our system does. Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, the focus is on local communities, people that need the service. We have the right tools for it. We're putting together the right partners. We're not going to stop in our own backyard. Our aspirations go really far beyond that, and it's really going to start happening now. So we're at that sort of the beginning of what we see to be a very steep ramp of growth.
So if people want to learn more about Hammer Fiber Optics, where do they go?
You can read about the company. Obviously, we're a public company. You can read information about our corporate information at hammercorp.info. You can also check out our services at hammercom.com, and you know, just Google us.
Like everything else, the future seems very, very bright. Mark Stogdell, Hammer Fiber Optics CEO. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks so much.
It's our pleasure. Coming up, Solar Integrated Roofing's latest growth through acquisitions. That's next on New to the Street. Solar energy has proven efficient and a game changer for homeowners as well as society in general. Back here again today, we have Solar Integrated Roofing, a company that explains to people the power of solar and combining it with roofing. And it's changing California, one neighborhood at a time, and they want to do that beyond the borders of California. David Massey is Solar Integrated Roofing CEO. David, welcome back to New to the Street.
Hey, Ken, thanks so much. I'm really happy to be here, excited as well.
It's our pleasure. So what has been going on since the last time we saw you in studio? There's a lot of movement out west.
There has been very busy. We're working the fair. It's been a great fair for us. We've been very fortunate. Our partner in energy out there is SDG&E. They've done a great job of changing the rate structure for homeowners, so the cost of energy in San Diego in our immediate area has gone up about 25%, which is making the value of our offer much better for the homeowners, which has been nice.
Now, when we last spoke, the company was pursuing several letters of intent. Can you tell me where we stand on that at this point, and if there's anything new with your aggregation strategy?
That's probably the most exciting piece. We're literally getting out of the little leagues, for lack of a better term, and getting into the big leagues. We've signed them. We signed a term sheet with them. We're expanding our footprint with these 2 LOIs from San Diego all the way to Fresno.
Now, with this new acquisition plans, we could see the company's footprint growing. Is that the intention? Can we talk more about this and the bigger plans? Because I want to know about the acquisitions.
You know, the neat thing about the acquisitions, it gets our revenue numbers about $40 million, which is a big jump. Last year we did a little over 7. So if we do the math, a little over 5 times.
So let's talk a little bit more about why you are planning on buying a media lead company. What does that do for SIRC? And to the average person looking in, they want to know if they're choosing to park their money in SIRC and they want to learn more about solar roofing, what's the correlation between solar and media?
You know, that's a great question. Obviously, the key to all these companies that we acquire is getting more customers. This company that we're acquiring is a nationwide home improvement lead company. They get leads for heating and air, they get leads for solar, they get leads for roofing. So we can very easily buy Joe's Roofing in Sacramento, put our lead company with them, add our solar expertise, and they're the exact model that we're trying to build.
It sounds like you're tapping into the bloodstream, so to speak.
I think so. That's an excellent way to put it.
So can we talk about the name of this company?
Not yet.
When is this supposed to take place?
Our goal is by the middle of July. I think we can very easily talk about it. I think we should have that deal really close, be closed by then.
It sounds like 2017 was a winner, and there's even greater optimism for 2018 with expected revenues of more than $15 million, SIRC planning to uplist. The new team sounds like the future is really bright over there, like the sun, forgive the pun.
That's a great pun. It is bright. You know, getting an audit now is key. Getting off the pink sheet's key. We want to get uplisted, move up to a bulletin board, or maybe even higher, depends on the price of the stock. But advancement is obviously where we're going.
I want to talk about dollars and cents for a second when it comes to power versus solar. There is value in solar power, but a lot of people hear the term solar power and they hear about what it could be, but a lot of people don't know how it saves you money compared to conventional power. Talk about that.
I mentioned early on that our local utility in San Diego changed the time of use rates, and they have various rates throughout the...
And time of use is?
They have various rates throughout the course of the day, depends on how much power is being used at the time of that day. So in the morning, that's a low rate. Middle of the day is a little higher. Then they have a peak rate from 4 in the afternoon till 9 in the afternoon when everyone's home from work. That rate with our local utility is 57 cents a kilowatt hour. I can go see Mr. and Mrs. Jones, sell them a solar system for less than 5 cents a kilowatt hour. So that's what, 1/10 of what they pay. So it's an excellent value. And most time we get with no money down. They change their $300 electric bill for a $140 loan payment. They have it paid off in 12 to 15 years. Then once that's paid, they have free power the rest of their life.
So if people want to learn more about solar integrated roofing, what is the URL? Where do they go?
Go to solarintegratedroofing.com is our website.
Quick question before I let you go. Where does the passion come from with you for doing this?
I've been a roofing company for 30 years. I've been selling roofs for 30 years. I still personally go out and sell roofs. Like tomorrow when I get back to San Diego, I'll be out selling roofs. And I find in my 30 years of selling roofs, no one wants to buy a roof. Okay, nobody. Doesn't matter if you're a multimillionaire or you're Joe the carpenter, you don't want to buy a roof.
There's definitely a lot of pros to solar, but on the other side, what type of cons have you experienced?
Cost is always a question that comes up, like, Dave, I love to do it, but I can't afford it. And I say, well, you can't afford not to because it's no money down. And we take your $300 payment and turn it into a fixed payment for usually less than half. The other item is looks, the aesthetics of their home. Putting black solar panels on your home, and San Diego is very common. It's going to be more and more common, kind of a paradigm shift going on. But a lot of the missuses don't really like the idea of putting those up there. But when they realize the benefits and they realize it's the right thing to do for the environment, then it makes a lot of sense for them.
And they can save money in the long run. Well, David Massey, Solar Integrated Roofing CEO, thanks for coming into the street. And we're going to have to take a trip out to San Diego and do an in-depth show on you guys and see you at work.
That'd be great. We'd love to have you.
It's our pleasure.
Ken, thank you.
Up next, New to the Street goes exploring the block with Docademic. Really fascinating technology for a great cause. That's next on New to the Street. New to the Street is now exploring the block as Mexico-based Docademic is back in studio to talk about their fascinating medical service platform, which is infused with MTC, or medical token currency. Now, what is Docademic? What is MTC, you may ask? Your wait for an answer to both questions is over. Charles Nader is Docademic CEO and co-founder. He's joined by Gustavo Astiazaran, Docademic's marketing director, and James Sowers. He is a blockchain strategy advisor. Gentlemen, welcome to New York City. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It is our pleasure. Now, Charles, for people just looking in, let's get the 411 on what Docademic is, what they're all about.
Sure, we offer medical services to the general public, and we also offer service, it's a community online for doctors. Basically, between these two services, we acquire data, healthcare data, which we then put on a blockchain for research, for analysis, for market research, public health research. And one of the key elements of how we do this and make a free service, a free basic healthcare to the public sustainable is by creating products that we sell to governments, to pharmaceutical industry, and also by creating a token economy within our platform that uses a cryptocurrency, medical token currency, or MTC, to incentivize people to upload data, and also that same currency is used to access that data.
Staying on the subject of cryptos, since we're talking about MTC, why is it advantageous for Docademic to have an MTC? Because a lot of people hear the term cryptocurrency, virtual currency. A lot of people don't know what it's all about. Can you explain that?
Sure. There's two real key reasons why you want to use crypto in this kind of scenario. First of all is you can link it up to data on a blockchain. So you can use a specific type of currency that's programmable. You can put certain rules on it through smart contracts that limits or controls or manages the access to that data or the input of that data on a blockchain. Now, if you were to use a regular fiat currency, it'd be much more difficult to do, not only because you can't program a fiat currency, but the second thing is you can't scale it up worldwide as quickly as you can with a cryptocurrency. So it has the two key benefits of it's a new form of digital currency that lets you program certain rules into it, and the second thing is the fact that you can scale it worldwide faster this way.
Hold on for a second, James. I want to talk to you about this for a second. How do you deal with the perception that some people might have of cryptos versus traditional currency, as Charles was talking about? The perception of what it is or what it could be, because when you have regular currency, you have something tangible to hold, whether it's the US dollar or the peso, the drachma, whatever it is. And to get regular people to pull away from typical tangible currencies that they hold going to crypto, that's a challenge. How do you overcome that? Fair question.
Right, but it's basically programmable money in a way. So if something can be used as a medium of exchange in a new way, I think the millennials, especially, growing up with Instagram and Snapchat, they're easily going to adopt this. And in the future, probably in 5 to 10 years, paper money is going to disappear, which we call fiat money, because it's just paper backed by nothing, printed by the United States government.
You think all paper money is going to go away?
In 5 or 10 years, yes. It's already starting to. Think about it now. How often do you go in a store and use your credit card or use Apple Pay or Samsung Pay? People are doing that today. And I've heard, I haven't been to China, but I've heard a lot of places in China, you don't even use paper money, you go into a Starbucks.
This could be for you. The biggest opponents to it have to be the banks right now, because they're not going to invite you over to dinner.
I would say try to think of it this way. Crypto is something very innovative. It's very novel for people, but there's a lot of utility behind cryptocurrencies in general. You just have to accept that we're transitioning into a new type of world. Now, this means that there's going to be digital money that's decentralized. That alone in itself is wonderful, because you can be transparent about its use, and every single transaction is saved on the blockchain. You can view them. Now, that prevents manipulation, and you can prevent things like the whole situation in Venezuela with the whole super fast inflation, and you can prevent all those kinds of situations. Cryptocurrency, since it's programmable and it's transparent, really is like the next step in the evolution of money in general.
Gustavo, who are the users, the typical Docademic users?
Well, right now we're operating in 20 countries in Latin America. The top 5 countries where we see the use of Docademic is Mexico, Argentina, Chile, Peru, and Venezuela. Those would be the top markets that are really adopting and getting our service. And you see the response from them, it's amazing. I mean, they can't even believe that the service is free. They think there's a catch to that they eventually need to pay something, but when they try it, they love the service. I mean, they use it constantly, so it's really satisfying.
What are the biggest pros for Docademic, for the medical community and the end user?
It's really something that we work constantly. The doctors are very well equipped and they're very prepared in order to give good evaluations by using our service or using our app, and that is something that as people try it out and use the service, they really see that there is an actual benefit, and they really get practically the same service or attention that they would get from a real doctor. The best way for them to really accept or try it, to value what we are offering is trying it out. Once they try it out, they love it and they keep using it.
When you get information from a doctor that's on a phone, a smart tablet, whatever, anywhere in the world, and they give you the advice, what's the liability? If
Well,
you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
like it's fair.
Oh, definitely. You know, that's the thing about liability is, you know, we're within the same realm of any other telemedicine service that currently is offered, obviously not for free, but is currently offered in the world. Now, that means you're limited in many ways. Like, people love our service, but it's a form of free basic healthcare. You know, we can't solve everything. And we refer a lot of patients. We refer a lot of patients to doctors, to clinics, and to hospitals. The guidance is the main factor here.
If I'm a doctor, I'm saying, well, why do I want to get involved with Docademic? Why do I want MTC? What are you telling me?
Medicine should be universalized, or universal.
The medical system right now
Yeah.
is forgive the pun, it's a basket case. Right? There's no centralization to make everything run smoothly.
Using a blockchain is not centralized, it's decentralized, but it is universal. So that means there's one thing up in there, up in the cloud, that you can access that has that information. Now, that's what the world really needs.
So my next question is, how is Docademic's crypto different from other cryptocurrency?
Well, the huge difference in our cryptocurrency is that it's linked up to the data that we generate on a daily basis.
So you guys are going to be the first.
And one thing I would like to add is our crypto is based on a working product. I mean, there's a lot of cryptos out there that they're based on a project or an idea.
Or nothing.
Or nothing. And ours is on a working product that is working in over 20 countries. Our app right now has over 1,000 downloads a day with practically little to no advertising. So people really are accepting the service, and the whole concept of MTC and our crypto is based on a working product that's already accepted in the market.
Now, Gustavo, Docademic is currently in 20 countries, but expansion is coming. Yeah. West Coast, here, Europe, Asia. Let's talk about that. What do you guys? What's on the forefront?
Yeah, as you said, we started in Mexico and our service in 20 countries in Latin America. By the end of this month, we're in a couple of days, we are going to be opening our services in California. We're starting in California. There's going to be our first market in the U.S. After that, we're moving to the East Coast. By the end of this year, we should be starting our services in Europe. So that's going to be a big step for us. And after that, by 2019, we're going to start services in Asia.
Charles, how does Docademic get revenue stream on the back end here? Because for the end user,
Yeah.
they're not getting anything. But
Well, everyone always asks that. We've talked about it. Basically, we created data products, or products derived from the data. So these products, they give certain information and analysis of that information to governments and to pharmaceutical industry. We have, we just signed with Televisa, we signed with...
that was my next question.
Okay.
Partnerships.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them.
Well, we're signing with more governments, state governments. We're signing with more private industry clients, you know, pharmaceutical companies and big companies in general that we created a new way for them to analyze their populations as far as healthcare is concerned.
Gustavo, what has been the most exciting Docademic feature to get the word out about?
I mean, seeing the response of people when they tell you how you impacted their lives. Literally, we saved their lives. We impact their lives positively. They get a positive change in their lives, and they're ecstatic to talk to us about that, and that really makes us feel that we're doing something important and that it's impacting people's lives.
So something else that's exciting, I just recently picked up a copy of Forbes Latin America, and you are on the cover, my friend.
Yeah, it's an honor to be on the cover of Forbes. It's the people from Forbes really believe in what we're doing. It's not only just the monetary value of the cryptocurrency that we created, it's also the service. It's very disruptive. It's a very big benefit to the world. And they see that, and it was, you know, when we were offered that opportunity, it was a definite yes.
James, where do you see the future as the MTC? What do you see it going from here? Like, what's next for the medical token?
Well, I think more importantly is the reason Forbes recognized Charles, because I don't know how many people have read 0 to 1, but Peter Thiel, one thing I learned from him is, you know, the next Mark Zuckerberg isn't going to build a social network. The next Larry Page isn't going to build a search engine. And if you're trying to copy those people, you're not learning from them. So I look for traits in people like Charles who are visionaries that are actually builders. Because a lot of people probably thought about doing a Docademic, but they didn't take action, and they weren't true builders. So Docademic, I think Forbes is predicting they're going to be a huge company. And Charles is like the next Mark Zuckerberg, but he's the medical version of it.
So what's next?
Well, we're going to launch a psychological service called Cool Emotions. That should be literally up within days, and you'll be able to use the same service as Docademic, the medical assistance service. You basically download the app, register, press a button, and talk to a psychologist for free. So that's going to help a lot of people. It also uses the MTC ecosystem. We're transitioning to doc.com. That's our new domain. It's going to, all our services will be under the doc.com, that's doc.com domain. And that's ours now. And the next steps are adding more functionality to all the services, adding more products to the marketplace for MTC. And so basically just expanding the growth of the ecosystem and the services that we offer to all parts of the world.
Thank you for joining us,
Thank you very
Charles,
much.
Gustavo, James.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. You know, if you would like more information on New to the Street, we have 2 ways you can get in touch with us. Visit newtothestreet.com, click Get Me on TV, fill out the form, and one of our representatives will then get in touch with you. But wait, there's more. You can call area code 631-465-0280, and you can speak to a live person. That's right, we have them too. That's it for now. For all of us here at New to the Street, I'm Ken F. Saroff. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.